Stephanie Reith. I was a viscom major and I graduated in May of 2016. OMOR means doing things a little bit differently and doing things in a it's like a big creative family is the way I see it. When I decided to go back to school, I was a non-traditional student and I checked out another local area design college, and it was they had an impressive program that I was interested in, but when I came for my campus tour to see OMOR for the first time, I made my decision immediately. Just kind of walking around the environment and talking to some of the people, it was clear pretty quickly how communal and tightly knit it was, and it just felt like the right environment to be learning and growing in. While I was at OMOR, I learned obviously a variety of technical skills, but I think the most important thing that I learned has more to do with communication and collaborating with other creatives. And I think that's an easily overlooked lesson, but realistically, any of this stuff, you can watch Linda videos, you can Google tutorials, you can ask for help if you don't know how to execute something technically. But honestly, the most invaluable lesson is getting to know your classmates who will become your professional peers and learning, what your own strengths are, where you fit into a creative team. Do you demonstrate leadership skills? Do you know how to delegate? Do you know how to communicate with people? Because those are all far more important than understanding how to export a file format correctly or something in the professional world. As far as future students coming to OMOR, all I can really say is say yes. Have an open mind, say yes more often than you say no. College is, especially design school, and OMOR in particular, it's a sanctuary. It's a creative sanctuary, and it's a time for you to safely experiment and figure out who you are artistically and professionally in an environment where you're not going to flounder too badly, even if you do the worst. So keep an open mind, challenge yourself. If somebody asks you for something that's outside of your comfort zone or that you don't really have a grip on yet, just do it anyway. So, what I know now that I wish I knew when I was a student at OMOR. Plan A never works. Always have a plan B, C, D, E, and F. Be ready for things to change. Be ready for the industry to change, the tools that you have to use to change, the people you work with to change. Just the value of flexibility and learning how to rise to whatever occasion, I think, is probably the most valuable piece of knowledge I didn't have back then. You come into a 4-year program and it seems so black and white and everything's laid out and you have a curriculum and you have these very rigid goals. Realistically, by the end of it, everything you thought you wanted to accomplish by the time you finish at OMOR, not only will you have not accomplished it, you will have actively decided you probably want to do something completely different anyway.